What's the state of affairs for Lions football right now? Do you think they're in a rebuild?
They're at ground zero.
Ground zero.
Ground
okay.
zero.
Well, I've always felt like if you're at ground zero, you shouldn't be drafting skill players.
Okay, here's the thing, and this is what I want to halt everybody. Okay, everybody's talking about the Lions are bad, they're terrible, but at the same time, man, they're doing too much with this whole Jared Goff is terrible thing. This dude is not that bad.
Yes,
he led these people. He led the Rams to a Super Bowl.
Okay,
I wouldn't be surprised if the Lions made the playoffs. And so you have a lot of people talking about. I know,
bro. As a Lions fan, like I love that, but like
right.
that's just not real.
Like pick right.
No man is
Matthew
coming out.
Wait. Let me.
I'll let you have your point.
If they do get this pick right and they do get an impact player, it's not out of the realm. You have a tight end who's a Pro Bowler. You have a quarterback who's already been to the Super Bowl as a young 24-year-old player. He's now older. He has maybe some potential weapons in free agency, maybe some potential draft picks that can come. We don't know. He didn't even have anything with the Rams. He had nothing.
He had a stable running back
receiver. I said wide receivers. What wide receivers did he have? Name one.
Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods.
Okay.
Yeah, he did. He had a good wide receiver core.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He also had a decent defense.
But it wasn't
the best defense.
Exactly. The Lions do not have at all.
He did not have a TJ Hawkinson.
Okay, John, what's the difference? What makes this year Lions team better than last year's Lions team?
Here's the problem.
Last year's Lions team did awful.
He let go of Galladay. Now, when we first got Goff, we had Galladay and we had Marvin Jones. And so I was thinking, you know what? He does have.
We knew Marvin was out of town. We knew that.
We knew Marvin was going. Yeah. We were going to get
Kenny was questionable, 50-50.
There's still room to put some wide receivers on this roster and to put some guys around him that are decent. And I'm telling you guys, yes, it could be a playoff team. It could be a Super Bowl team. Not a Super Bowl team.
We have to replace a guy like Kenny and Marvin immediately.
Replace who?
Kenny Galladay and replace Marvin Jones.
There's no one coming in free agency that's going
to the seventh pick. That guy can replace them.
It's a Jamar Chase-like player, yes.
A Jamar Chase or Devonta Smith.
If they come in and have a breakout rookie season,
they could. I think both of them are capable of. I think both of them are capable of Justin Jefferson-esque seasons.
But John, all that does is just replace one of your biggest losses. Doesn't make your team better necessarily.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they were. We had Kenny Galladay last year. Granted, with injury, we had Marvin Jones playing great last year. Granted, Kenny's out with injury again, but that didn't make us a playoff team.
Hey,
like
I'm gonna come out and say it, man.
Say it.
Jared Goff is better than Matthew Stafford.
Oh my gosh!
I know.
Oh my gosh! You are. Oh my god!
I know,
bro. Like you're canceled. Like wow.
I know.
All right.
This
is not even a Goff slander because I want to be optimistic about our quarterback for at least the next 2 years.
Yes. Before we get into this, I want to say I'm bringing Jared Goff a huge welcome to Detroit because
100%.
What makes you think he's better than Matthew Stafford?
I would take.
I'll tell you. Simple.
I would take at least 15 quarterbacks ahead of Jared Goff.
He's a winner.
He's a bottom half.
Winner. How is he a winner, John? Go ahead and explain.
Simply, he's led his team to a Super Bowl. Matthew Stafford has not. Matthew Stafford has not won
Aaron
a
Donald.
game now. He's been in the league for 13 years. I actually told my dad for the amount of games that he has played, for the amount of time versus the amount of money he's earned, he has literally taken the most money out of any player in NFL history for the least amount of victories. Think about that. He's the highest paid player for the least amount of return as far as quarterback. He is the most losing quarterback as far as money and what he was given. He's the most losing quarterback ever. So I don't want to hear it, man. This guy has been hundreds of millions of dollars. All the wide receivers, Calvin Johnson, Pro Bowl tight ends.
All the wide receivers. Calvin triple coverage.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
He had one receiver.
For all I know, Baker Mayfield in Cleveland is way better, and he is. What am I even saying? That's easy. Tannehill again.
How's Baker Mayfield?
What? You need to put down your glass.
Miles, how's Baker Mayfield won playoff games last year? Stafford has not even sniffed a playoff win.
Bro, you're not even
Stafford
you're
can't
talking
even
about
sniff
team
playoff win because he's
as
so
like
terrible.
You're talking about financials and team stats as like the end all be all, like standard of what a quarterback should be.
Win.
And that's just
I'm talking about wins, just wins.
I understand you're talking. That's a team stat.
Huh?
That's a team stat.
Tell that to Tom Brady. Tell that to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I will tell that to Tom Brady. I will tell Tom Brady every day.
Huh? Tom Brady's been playing with a at least average defense his whole entire.
And literally, he has never had a bottom 15. He has never had a bottom 15 defense. Sorry, O-line.
Say whatever you want, but
like he's literally always had average or above average.
He signed, okay, listen.
Always had a slightly above average defense.
And that's all true. That's all excuses. Guess what? They said he had Belichick, all that. The day he signed with the Buccaneers, I said the Buccaneers would go to the NFL. They would go to the Super Bowl. Guess what? Guess what the sports books put? 3-1 odds. They were immediately the number one team for the number one odds. Why do you think that? Because they had just traded for the best quarterback in the game. It was that big of an impact. It shot them up to the number one odds to win the Super Bowl. And what do you think?
But it wasn't like based on quarterback play.
Non-playoff team.
It was based on it was impartial quarterback play, but it was also the culture shock of that. It's like,
and also the Buccaneers were literally a quarterback away.
Yeah, like they were an 8-8 team with Jameis Winston throwing 30 interceptions.
He went from
he literally was the worst. He was the best defensive player on the Bucs.
Wait, answer that. They went from a non-playoff team to a Super Bowl team with one trade of a quarterback. Answer it.
The answer is they got rid of the quarterback that threw.
They had the best wide receiver core in the NFL. They had a good offensive line. They had a good defense, and they just didn't. They had a terrible QB. That was it.
They signed literally one of the greatest wide receivers ever for less than $4 million.
You just admitted my point. A QB was all it took to take them from a non-playoff team to literally a Super Bowl contender. You literally just said he was the missing piece. The quarterback is the biggest piece.
And he took them from a non-playoff team. Not have any other pieces besides a quarterback. Literally any other pieces. Literally. And I mean that so literally. We just now started getting some decent wide receivers overall ranked wise, like in the NFL.
I agree.
We have never had a running back that has rushed over 1,000 yards and
consistently back to back. We have not had a back-to-back 1,000-yard rusher in the last 15 years.
Bush had one season where he ran for 1,000 yards. Our defense, I don't think, has been ranked in the top 15 ever. In the one year that I think they may have been, we went to the playoffs. So if you during that time, he didn't have a running back and he didn't have an offensive line, which is him and Calvin, and then a defense, and he got him that far.
Yeah.
If he has even halfway of a team, he can will you to the playoffs.
Okay.
Every other team you just talked about had pieces around their QB, had something around their QB.
After 13 seasons, I think honestly the argument is it's null and void, man. The dude had a revolving door of talent. He literally had the greatest wide receiver ever.
Coaches.
He had the greatest wide receiver to ever pick up a football.
He also literally decided he wasn't going to make a lot of money on his team. Like that is something that you brought that up with Stafford. He always took the max money. Well, he took the max money because that's what most of those guys do. Tom Brady, though,
for losing, didn't want to take on the burden of making the playoffs and getting to the playoff wins. You don't get $30 million and miss the playoff 13 seasons in a row.
You do when that's all Detroit had to the offer. The only way to improve their team was to not lose Stafford.
I stood there and said, take Jamar Chase. I told my brother, I said, Neil, why are we not taking Jamar Chase? It was the whatever pick we had. I'm sitting there. Why are we taking Jamar Chase? We have Stafford. So I don't want to hear it. We've had ample opportunity to get quarterbacks, free agency, anything. I'm telling you right now, we could make the playoffs this year because Stafford was not a good quarterback. He was holding this team back. 13 seasons I had to watch this. 13 seasons of losing. Complete.
What about Stafford's game? What about Stafford's game do you not like?
Give me a problem with Stafford's game, yeah.
What do I like? What do I not like about his game?
About his specific quarterback play.
He's Stat Pafford for a reason. He earned the name.
Oh,
a lot of the times in the fourth quarter, those comeback wins were his fault. He couldn't. Miles, there was times when you got to halfway in the seasons, we were 30th, we were 29th in red zone scoring. He couldn't throw he couldn't throw a red zone pass. He stopped throwing it 50 plus yards after Calvin left for whatever reason. That just stopped. And it came back when Galladay, but for about 4 or 5 years, he stopped the long ball. A lot of things with him were dependent on everybody else. And it was, where is Stafford? Because when I see Brady, when I see Kyler Murray, when I see that dude in Buffalo, when I see some of these kids, they make everybody else better. When I see Rodgers, they're shifting other people. Look at what happened to
I know
Ebron.
multiple
happened to
games.
Eric
I love
Ebron.
Kyler. I know multiple games this season. He just literally choked away.
Literally.
Okay, well, I'm
Like
saying
they should have been in the playoffs easily. But all right, let's diverge. We're gonna get some more Lions content here, guys.
How about Eric Ebron? Come on, people. He left.
Eric Ebron went to the Colts and got ran out of town.
Mouse, he was an all-pro. No. He was an
one
all-pro.
season.
I don't care. He left
and he got ran out of town. Just like he did here. He had a good season here too, John, and then he got ran out of town.
No, he did not. No, he did not have a good season here.
Had a good
season. Terrible.
What?
On the Lions.
He literally led us in touchdowns.
Literally was our best option at a point next to.
He led us in touchdowns for like.
That's why we let him go for a cheeseburger. We didn't even get anything back for him. He was let go for a cheeseburger.
And then the same thing happened with the Colts. Do you not hear what I'm saying?
He's not good.
Eric Ebron is sweet. For you to say that he's a good player, and when he left the Lions, he was an all-pro. Come on, man.